My name is Mark Myers. Most people just call me the Burroman. I travel the country with my dogs rescuing donkeys from abuse, neglect, abandonment, or sometimes it's just wild burros that the government doesn't want anymore. My staff helps me care for more than 3,000 donkeys all across the country. Donkey rescue is not what we do, it's who we are.
Okay, we've got Texas A&M Veterinarian School coming out next week for castrations. And looks like we've got about 175 to do, kind of give or take. Zach and I went through and made sure we've got tetanus, wormer, all that good stuff on hand, so we don't have to worry about running out on that. The tetanus, Michelle, that is the anatoxin one, not the toxoid.
Okay.
That's what we're supposed to be using.
Okay. Because last time I ordered the wrong stuff because y'all used the toxoid or something.
Right, right.
Okay.
Yeah, the toxoid is the annual vaccine, like booster, but the anatoxin is what you use for castrations or for injuries or, you know, for something like right here, right now.
Okay. All right.
How many students are they bringing?
You know, I'm not exactly sure. They were supposed to double check and get back with me on a number. I need to check my email again and see if they've sent.
They usually bring about what?
About 8 a day.
8 a day.
Yeah.
Different groups. Yeah, they're going to be upset. They won't get to beat that record of those kids we had. Was it last year? 2 years ago?
2
That did
years
the
ago.
230 something in 2 days.
They had about 15,
Wow.
16 kids too.
Yeah.
Doing all the way, all the time.
Yeah.
That was a testicle festival.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of which, we need to put trash cans out.
Yeah, last year they got left out, and
Yeah.
that was pretty ripe.
Well, and they get to throwing them at each other and messing around, so I think if we have a couple trash cans, we won't have to worry about searching for them later, and it'll be a little cleaner to walk through the field, so.
You can just wash them off, throw them in the fryer.
Yeah, that's not right.
I think I found one in my truck last time with the dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the dogs like them.
We can take them all.
Speaking of testicles, where the hell's all my tools?
How do you go from testicles to tools?
Because I'm gonna kick somebody in the testicles
Oh,
for taking
okay.
on my tools.
I don't-
I can't find a damn screwdriver in my toolbox.
I've got 2 in the pickup.
I did the same thing. All right, I went to the shop looking for the 9/16 wrench, you know, those brand new ones.
The 20 I bought so that there would be at least one in the
Right,
toolbox.
and there wasn't, so I stomped around here and where are the tools? And then I found one in my red box, I had one in my backpack. I had one left over in the bucket where I was putting together, so I collected. I found 2 in the dirt.
Okay. Remember those signs that are all over the ranch that say, "Put your shit away, pretty please, with sugar on top"? That's what that's for. Put your shit away. Put it back. If you take something out, use it, put it back. Next fella will be able to use it too. Who's the dipshits that putting hang-rings on upside down?
Somebody that's feeding over the weekends. Every Monday they're upside down.
Because half the donkeys on this ranch are missing 6 inches of their mane because they're putting little holes on top instead of the big ones. Now, this ain't rocket science.
I took some spray paint, some yellow, and went around and started marking which side is up. I haven't made all of the pins yet, but.
Well, are they going to think that, or are they going to think that's the ground side? Because
Well-
we obviously ain't, and we ain't going to lose anybody to NASA anytime soon around here.
I got involved with Peaceful Valley when Mark came to a donkey symposium that a colleague of mine and I ran at Texas A&M about probably 6 or 7 years ago. Mark came because because he was running this place and he wanted as much information as he could. And he was the one at that point in time that wondered if we could get an association between A&M and Peaceful Valley to use for student teaching here, just as we've been doing today, to bring students out to participate in routine procedures on donkeys that are helpful for their educational process, and it benefits both parties, A&M and him.
And the crew, and learned about how many donkeys he's got out here in the need. And at that point, we started putting a team of a surgeon or two, a couple house officers, which means an intern or a resident, and a series of maybe 4 to 6 to 8 vet students together. And we would come out, initially in the early days, we came out about 4 times a year. Now we come out about twice. It's kind of a win-win situation, I think, for everybody, because one, the students get an excellent opportunity at doing field anesthesia and surgery. Castration is the most common surgery done. They get a lot of repetition at it because there's probably anywhere from 125 to 200 donkeys we geld per trip. And it's a win for the donkeys because they're gelded, they can be made suitable for adoption, and hopefully everybody benefits from it. So it's been a tremendous resource for our program.
Castrations are a huge part of what we do around here. Peaceful Valley rescues between 750 and 1,000 donkeys every year. And of those, 75 to 85% are whole jacks, uncastrated male donkeys. So we castrate them for 3 main reasons. One is to prevent breeding. We have more donkeys than we know what to do with. 2 is it keeps them from fighting. These donkeys are all beat up from years of fighting, too many jacks and too small an area. Like any male animal, they're territorial, they want to fight, and so it prevents that. And then 3rd, it just makes them better pets. They're easier for us to place into our adoption program once they're castrated. Here we go.
Oh, city boy, what's up?
That was not cool. Whew, just wasn't ready for that one this morning. Oh my gosh.
He could be all right.
Yes, please. I don't think I'm ever gonna look at a drill ever the same way ever again.
Not for city folks, huh?
That was not cool. Woo! Feeling faint. Not ready for that in the morning. My manhood I could feel that as soon as I saw that thing. I was like, woo! No bueno, no bueno.
That's a little tough, first time going.
I will never, ever forget that experience. It's ingrained in my head right now. That drill just zzz. Family jewels were feeling it. Poor guys, you just hear them. Like, it was a visual and I felt it. Not good. Oh.
In the United States, there's a tendency to feel that you have a right to own, raise, and breed whatever animal you want to have. And if at some point that animal becomes tiresome or expensive or unnecessary, it's okay to simply dump it like so much garbage. When we live in a throwaway society, we throw away our plastic bottles, we throw away our cars, we throw away our spouses, we throw away our children at times, and we throw away our dogs and our cats and our donkeys, and our horses too. The unwanted horse population is a big and growing problem in this country. And so there was some interest at various times with donkeys as pets. You'll notice that many of these donkeys out here are colored. They're obviously bred that way because somebody thought that looked nice. But then when they couldn't sell them, or they simply didn't want them, or because they had to move, or the price of hay went up, well, it's okay to just let them go and fend for themselves. And that's just not rational. My experience, although I'm certainly not a sociologist or a psychologist, is that that's less true in the United Kingdom and less true in Europe. If you have an animal, you have some responsibility for it. And again, that's just not the American way, if you will. Mark is a very ambitious and optimistic person, and I really like that. Can't is not a word in my vocabulary. It's a 4-letter word that prevents you from getting things done. And in the little bunkhouse that we're staying in, there is a sign written on a dry erase board saying, "We can save them all, and we will." And that's pretty optimistic. I mean, you look around here, and I've seen large herds of donkeys, but this is incredible. He obviously is taking on a very large task. He's putting everything he has into it, and they're doing a good job of giving these donkeys at least a chance of survival and a chance of a decent life. And that is very laudable, I think. I'm very impressed with the place. I'm very impressed with the skill and the dedication of the crew and the way the donkeys are kept. That's hard to do with that many animals, no matter how you slice it. And I've been to sanctuaries before that, believe me, did not do nearly as good a job.
Well, that's all for now. A big thank you to the staff and students of Texas A&M Veterinary School, along with Dr. Eric Davis and his wife, Cindy. Please remember that Peaceful Valley is supported entirely through private donations. Please go to our website, donkeyrescue.org, and make a donation. While you're there, get a coffee cup or a t-shirt from the gift shop. Y'all be good, and we'll see you next time. Dogs, let's go.